The spaceship Elysium drifted silently through the vast, endless void of space, its sleek hull reflecting the distant starlight. Inside the command center, Captain Sarah Lennox stood at the helm, her sharp eyes scanning the array of monitors before her. The crew had been traveling for weeks without incident when the signal was received, a signal that would change the course of their journey and their lives forever. Captain Lennox was a woman of remarkable strength and unwavering determination. Her leadership had guided the Elysium through countless missions, but this one felt different. The signal was unlike anything they had encountered before. It contained unknown coordinates and a cryptic message that hinted at a powerful secret. As she pondered the implications, she called for an emergency meeting with her senior officers. The command center buzzed with activity as the crew assembled. Dr. Liam Carter, the ship's chief scientist, arrived last, his expression thoughtful and reserved. He was known for his brilliance, but also for his quiet demeanor. His sharp mind was already at work, trying to decipher the signal's meaning. Sarah began the meeting with a briefing on the mysterious signal. "We received this signal 3 hours ago. It contains coordinates to an uncharted region of space and a message that's cryptic, to say the least. I need everyone's thoughts on this. What do we make of it?" Liam studied the data on his tablet, his brow furrowing. The coordinates lead to a sector that hasn't been mapped by any known charts. It's a complete void on our records. As for the message, it's in a code I've never seen before, but it seems to suggest something of great importance, possibly a discovery or a warning. The room fell silent as the crew absorbed Liam's words. Curiosity mixed with a sense of foreboding. The unknown was both intriguing and dangerous. "We need to decide our course of action," Sarah continued. "Do we follow the coordinates and investigate, or do we log the signal and move on?" The room erupted in a flurry of opinions. Some crew members advocated for caution, fearing the potential dangers of venturing into uncharted space. Others, driven by the spirit of exploration and the promise of discovery, urged Sarah to pursue the signal. Sarah turned to Liam, seeking his input. "Liam, you've spent more time analyzing this than anyone. What's your take?" Liam hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I believe we should investigate. The potential for discovery here is immense. This could be a turning point in our understanding of the universe. But we must proceed with caution. We don't know what we're walking into." Sarah nodded, appreciating Liam's balanced perspective. Her decision was made. "All right, we'll follow the coordinates. Prepare the ship for a course change. I want all systems checked and double-checked. We leave no room for error." As the crew dispersed to carry out their tasks, Sarah felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The Elysium was now on a path toward the unknown, driven by a signal that promised both great discovery and potential peril. Hours later, the ship's engines roared to life as they altered their course. The coordinates led them deeper into the void, far from any known star systems. The tension aboard the Elysium was palpable, but it was undercut by a growing sense of anticipation. In the quiet of the command center, Sarah found herself alone with Liam. The two had worked together for years, and their mutual respect had grown into a deep bond of friendship. She valued his insight and calm demeanor, especially now. "Liam," she said, breaking the silence. "Do you ever wonder what's out there? Beyond the stars we know?" He glanced at her, a small smile playing on his lips. "Every day. That's why I chose this life. The unknown is a vast frontier, full of possibilities. And sometimes, it's the mysteries that keep us moving forward." Sarah nodded, feeling a sense of kinship with his words. The unknown was indeed a powerful motivator, driving them to seek answers in the farthest reaches of space. As they approached the coordinates, the ship sensors began to detect an anomaly. The readings were unlike anything they had seen before, an area of space that seemed to distort the fabric of reality itself. "What do you make of this?" Sarah asked, her eyes fixed on the monitors. Liam's expression was one of intense concentration. It's extraordinary. It's as if the very laws of physics are different here. We need to proceed carefully. This could be a naturally occurring phenomenon, or it could be something else entirely. The crew worked tirelessly, analyzing the data and preparing for whatever lay ahead. The closer they got, the more the tension grew. The anomaly was a mystery wrapped in an enigma, and it held the promise of great discovery, or great danger. As they entered the region, the ship's systems began to fluctuate. Lights flickered, and strange readings filled the screens. The anomaly was affecting their instruments, creating a sense of disorientation. "Stay focused," Sarah commanded. "We need to keep our wits about us." Suddenly, the ship's communication system crackled to life, a series of strange, unintelligible noises filling the air. The signal was stronger here, but it was distorted, as if passing through a veil of reality. "Liam, can you make anything of this?" Sarah asked. He worked quickly, trying to filter the noise and decode the message. "It's difficult to say. The signal is being affected by the anomaly, but I think I can isolate the source." Minutes passed like hours as Liam worked. Finally, he looked up, his eyes wide with realization. "It's a message. It's repeating the same phrase over and over. The secret lies within the ruins." The room fell silent as the crew processed this new information. The signal was leading them to something specific, something hidden within ancient ruins. "Prepare a landing party," Sarah ordered. "We're going down there." The crew readied themselves for the descent, their minds racing with questions. What were these ruins? Who had built them? And what secret did they hold? As the Elysium descended toward the planet's surface, the sight that greeted them was breathtaking. The planet was covered in strange, glowing flora, casting an ethereal light over ancient, crumbling structures. "This is incredible," Liam said, his voice filled with awe. "We're looking at a civilization that predates anything we've ever encountered." The landing party, consisting of Sarah, Liam, and a select group of crew members, made their way through the dense, otherworldly forest. The air was thick with an energy they could feel in their bones, a sense of something ancient and powerful. They reached the entrance of a massive ruin, its stone walls covered in strange symbols and carvings. As they stepped inside, the air grew colder, and the sense of anticipation grew stronger. "What do you think this place is?" one of the crew members asked. "It's a temple of some sort," Liam replied. "A place of great significance to whoever built it. And if the message is correct, it's where we'll find the secret." The deeper they ventured, the more intricate the carvings became, depicting scenes of a civilization that once thrived here. But as they reached the heart of the temple, they found something unexpected. A massive chamber, filled with an array of advanced technology that seemed out of place in the ancient setting. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, and upon it, a small, glowing artifact. "This is it," Sarah said, her voice barely a whisper. "This is what the signal was leading us to." Liam approached the artifact, his eyes wide with fascination. "It's incredible. The technology here is far beyond anything we've seen. This could change everything." As he reached out to touch the artifact, the ground beneath them shook. The ancient temple began to rumble, and the walls started to crumble. "We need to get out of here," Sarah shouted. The crew scrambled to escape, the temple collapsing around them. They barely made it out as the structure fell into ruin, leaving them breathless and shaken. As they stood outside, looking at the remains of the temple, Sarah held the artifact in her hands. It pulsed with a soft, rhythmic glow, a reminder of the secret it held. "This is just the beginning," she said, her voice filled with determination. "We've uncovered something extraordinary, and we need to understand what it means." Liam nodded, his eyes reflecting the same resolve. "We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to discover." As they made their way back to the Elysium, the crew felt a sense of unity and purpose. They were on the brink of something monumental, and together, they would unravel the mysteries that lay ahead. The chapter closed with the promise of new adventures, new dangers, and the unyielding quest for knowledge. The signal had led them to a hidden world, but the journey was far from over. The Stars of Elysium awaited their next move, and the crew was ready to face whatever came their way. The Elysium orbited the mysterious planet, its surface a canvas of vibrant, glowing flora and ancient, crumbling structures. The ship sensors continued to scan the landscape, revealing more about this enigmatic world. Captain Sarah Lennox stood on the bridge, her mind racing with possibilities. The artifact they had recovered from the ruins pulsed softly in her hand, a constant reminder of the secrets they had yet to uncover. "We need to understand this place better before we proceed," Sarah said, her voice calm but resolute. "Set up a perimeter around the landing site. I want continuous scans and updates on any changes." Dr. Liam Carter, ever the dedicated scientist, was already deep in analysis, his eyes glued to the array of monitors displaying the planet's data. "This planet is teeming with life," Liam noted, his tone filled with awe. "But it's unlike anything we've encountered before. The flora seems to emit its own light, and there are traces of advanced materials in the soil, likely remnants of the ancient civilization." The landing party, composed of Sarah, Liam, and a select group of highly skilled crew members, prepared to descend once more. The previous expedition had revealed the tip of the iceberg, but there was so much more to explore. As they descended, the shuttle's windows offered a breathtaking view of the landscape. Towering trees with bioluminescent leaves cast an ethereal glow over the ruins below. It was a sight that was both beautiful and unsettling, a reminder of the power and mystery of this hidden world. The shuttle landed softly on a flat expanse near the ruins they had previously explored. The team disembarked, weapons and scanners at the ready. The air was thick with an otherworldly energy, a palpable sense of ancient power. "Stay alert," Sarah instructed. "We don't know what else is out here." They moved cautiously through the dense forest, the glowing flora lighting their path. Strange, ethereal creatures flitted through the trees, their movements quick and elusive. The air was filled with a low hum, a sound that seemed to resonate with the planet itself. As they approached a new section of the ruins, they noticed intricate carvings on the stone walls, depicting scenes of the civilization that once thrived here. Liam studied the carvings intently, trying to decipher their meaning. "These carvings tell a story," Liam said, tracing his fingers over the ancient symbols. "It looks like they were a highly advanced society, with a deep understanding of both technology and nature. But something happened. There are signs of conflict, possibly an invasion or internal strife." The team pressed on, deeper into the ruins. They came upon a large structure, partially collapsed but still imposing. The entrance was adorned with symbols that glowed faintly, responding to their presence. "This must be a significant place," Sarah mused. "Let's proceed with caution." Inside, the air was cooler, and the glow from the walls provided a soft illumination. The structure was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, each filled with remnants of advanced technology and artifacts. As they explored, the team encountered various traps and obstacles, remnants of the civilization's defensive measures. They had to navigate through laser grids, avoid pressure-sensitive floors, and bypass complex locks. Each challenge was a testament to the ingenuity and foresight of the planet's former inhabitants. In one chamber, they found a large, crystalline structure that seemed to hum with energy. Liam approached it cautiously, his scanner beeping with readings off the scale. "This crystal is a power source," he said, his voice tinged with excitement. "It's still active, and its energy output is incredible. If we can understand how it works, it could revolutionize our technology." As they continued their exploration, Sarah and Liam found themselves working closely together, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. They relied on each other to navigate the dangers of the ruins, their mutual respect deepening into something more. Late in the day, as the team rested in a safe chamber, Sarah and Liam shared a quiet moment. The weight of their discoveries and the perils they faced brought them closer. "This place is incredible," Liam said, his eyes reflecting the glow of the surrounding flora. "But it's also dangerous. We have to be careful." Sarah nodded, feeling a surge of protectiveness for her crew and for Liam. "We will be," she replied. "But we can't let fear stop us. There's so much to learn here, and I believe we're meant to uncover it." As night fell, the team set up camp within the ruins, their equipment creating a small bubble of light and warmth in the otherwise eerie landscape. They took turns keeping watch, aware that the planet held many secrets, and possibly many dangers. During her watch, Sarah found herself staring at the stars, her mind filled with questions. What had happened to the civilization that once thrived here? What was the purpose of the artifact they had found? And what role were they meant to play in this unfolding mystery? The night passed without incident, and the next morning, they resumed their exploration. As they ventured deeper into the ruins, they encountered signs of the planet's current inhabitants, an advanced alien civilization that seemed to be observing them from the shadows. The first contact with the Guardians was tense. The aliens, tall and ethereal, emerged from the forest with an air of authority. They communicated through a series of melodic tones and gestures, their technology far surpassing anything the humans had seen. Initial mistrust and cultural misunderstandings led to conflicts. The Guardians were wary of the humans, seeing them as potential threats to their world and its secrets. But a crisis forced the two groups to cooperate. A sudden, violent storm threatened to collapse part of the ruins, trapping several team members inside. Working together, the humans and Guardians managed to stabilize the structure and rescue the trapped crew. This act of cooperation began to build a fragile trust between the two groups. As they continued to work together, Sarah and Liam's relationship blossomed amidst the chaos. Their connection grew stronger, becoming a central emotional anchor for the story. They found solace in each other's presence, their shared experiences forging a deep and abiding bond. The days that followed were a blur of discovery and danger. The crew learned more about the Guardians and their world, uncovering hints of the powerful artifact's purpose. The Guardians revealed that the artifact was a key to an ancient archive containing forbidden knowledge that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Sarah and Liam's relationship faced a test as they grappled with the moral implications of using the artifact. The power it promised was immense, but the risks were equally great. They had to decide whether to pursue the knowledge for the greater good or to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. As the chapter drew to a close, the team stood on the brink of a new adventure. The hidden planet held many secrets, and they were determined to uncover them all. But with each discovery came new challenges and dangers, testing their resolve and unity. The hidden planet was a place of wonder and peril, a world where ancient mysteries and advanced technologies intertwined. And as the Elysium crew ventured deeper into its secrets, they knew that their journey had only just begun. The echoes in the void had led them here, but the path forward was theirs to forge. The Guardians were a sight to behold, tall, ethereal beings with shimmering skin that seemed to reflect the light of the glowing flora around them. Their eyes, deep and knowing, held a wealth of knowledge and experience that spanned millennia. The first encounter had been fraught with tension, but now, as the humans and aliens stood together, there was a cautious sense of mutual respect. Captain Sarah Lennox, always the leader, stepped forward. She raised her hand in a gesture of peace, her voice calm and steady. "We come in peace. We seek to understand your world and the secrets it holds. We mean you no harm." The lead Guardian, a figure of commanding presence, responded in a series of melodic tones and gestures. A device on Liam's wrist translated the alien language into words. "We are the guardians of this world, protectors of its ancient secrets. You have come to a place of great power and danger. Why do you seek what lies here?" Sarah chose her words carefully. "We received a signal, a message that led us to your planet. We believe it holds the key to understanding a greater truth, something that could benefit both our worlds. The Guardian's eyes narrowed, considering her words. After a moment, he nodded. We will allow you to stay and learn, but you must respect our ways and heed our warnings. The knowledge you seek is both a gift and a curse. With a tentative alliance formed, the humans and Guardians began to work together. The Elysium crew shared their technology and knowledge, while the Guardians revealed more about their world and its history. The exchange of information was a delicate dance, filled with moments of awe and tension. Sarah and Dr. Liam Carter found themselves spending more time with the Guardians, their bond growing stronger as they navigated the complexities of this new relationship. Liam, in particular, was fascinated by the Guardians' advanced understanding of science and nature. He spent hours in discussions with their scholars, absorbing as much as he could. In the evenings, after long days of exploration and study, Sarah and Liam would find moments of quiet amidst the chaos. They would sit together, watching the alien sunset, their conversations drifting from the day's discoveries to their hopes and fears. One of the Guardians told me about an ancient archive, Liam said one night, his voice soft. It's supposed to contain forbidden knowledge, secrets that could change everything. But they're very protective of it. Sarah looked at him, her expression thoughtful. Do you think we should pursue it? The artifact we found might be the key to that archive, but we don't know what kind of power we're dealing with. Liam sighed, running a hand through his hair. I don't know. The potential for discovery is immense, but so are the risks. We have to be careful, Sarah. This isn't just about knowledge, it's about responsibility. Their relationship blossomed in these quiet moments, their connection deepening as they relied on each other for strength and guidance. It was a fragile, beautiful thing, growing amidst the challenges and dangers of their mission. As the days passed, the crew continued to explore the ruins and study the Guardians' technology. They faced numerous challenges, from navigating ancient traps to deciphering complex codes. Each obstacle was a test of their skills and their resolve, and with each success, they grew more confident. But the peace was not to last. One evening, as the crew gathered for their nightly debrief, the ground beneath them trembled. Alarms blared, and the Guardians' melodic tones turned urgent and sharp. We are under attack, the lead Guardian announced, his voice echoing through the chamber. The shadows have returned. The shadows, a malevolent force mentioned only in whispers, had emerged from the depths of the planet. They were a race of dark, insidious beings, intent on seizing the artifact and the knowledge it guarded. Their arrival sent a wave of fear through both the humans and the Guardians. Sarah sprang into action, rallying her crew and coordinating with the Guardians. They had to defend the ruins and protect the artifact at all costs. Liam, we need to secure the artifact, she ordered. Take a team and get to the chamber. We can't let it fall into their hands. Liam nodded, his expression determined. Understood. We'll protect it with our lives. As the battle raged outside, Liam and his team made their way to the artifact chamber. The air was thick with tension, the sounds of conflict echoing through the ruins. They reached the chamber just as the shadows breached the outer defenses. The Guardians fought valiantly, their advanced technology clashing with the dark, twisted forms of the shadows. The Elysium crew joined the fray, their weapons and skills adding to the fight. The battle was fierce and chaotic, each side determined to emerge victorious. In the midst of the chaos, Sarah found herself face to face with a shadow leader. The being's eyes glowed with a malevolent light, its voice a harsh whisper. You cannot stop us, it hissed. The artifact will be ours. Sarah stood her ground, her resolve unshaken. Not while I'm still standing, she retorted, raising her weapon. The fight was intense, but Sarah's determination and skill prevailed. She defeated the shadow leader, turning the tide of the battle. With their leader fallen, the shadows retreated, their dark forms dissolving into the night. The ruins fell silent, the only sounds the heavy breathing of the exhausted fighters and the distant hum of the alien flora. Sarah and Liam reunited in the artifact chamber, their relief palpable. "We did it," Liam said, his voice filled with awe and exhaustion. "We protected the artifact." Sarah nodded, her eyes meeting his. "But this is just the beginning. The shadows will be back, and we need to be ready. We need to understand the artifact and its power, and we need to do it quickly." The Guardians approached, their leader offering a nod of respect. "You have proven yourselves worthy allies. The knowledge of the archive is yours to pursue, but beware, the path is fraught with danger." As the chapter drew to a close, the Elysium crew stood on the brink of a new challenge. They had defended the ruins and forged a bond with the Guardians, but the true test lay ahead. The forbidden knowledge of the ancient archive awaited them, and with it, the promise of great discovery and great peril. The hidden planet had revealed its guardians, and the crew of the Elysium was ready to face whatever came next. Together, they would uncover the secrets of this world and protect it from the darkness that sought to consume it. The stars of Elysium shone brightly above them, guiding their way forward into the unknown. The battle with the shadows had left the crew of the Elysium and the Guardians both weary and resolute. The ancient artifact, still glowing with an eerie light, sat in the center of the artifact chamber, a silent reminder of the power and secrets it contained. Captain Sarah Lennox and Dr. Liam Carter knew that their next step was crucial. They had to uncover the artifact's secrets to prevent further attacks and understand the true significance of their discovery. Sarah convened a meeting with her senior officers and the Guardian leaders. The atmosphere was tense but focused. They had survived a significant threat, but the real challenge lay ahead. "We need to access the ancient archive," Sarah began, her voice steady. "The artifact is the key, but we don't fully understand how to use it. We need to learn more about the civilization that built this place and their technology." The lead Guardian, whose name was revealed to be Kale, nodded in agreement. "The archive contains knowledge that has been safeguarded for millennia. It is said to hold the secrets of our ancestors and the power they wielded. But it is also protected by formidable defenses and intricate puzzles designed to deter intruders." Liam, always eager for a challenge, spoke up. "If we can combine our knowledge and technology, we might be able to decipher the puzzles and access the archive. It will take time and careful study, but I believe we can do it." The plan was set. The Elysium crew and the Guardians would work together to unlock the secrets of the archive. The artifact would be their guide, but they needed to be prepared for whatever dangers awaited them. The following days were a flurry of activity. The crew set up a base camp near the artifact chamber, equipped with advanced technology and research equipment. Guardians and humans worked side by side, their combined efforts a testament to their growing alliance. Liam and Sarah spent countless hours studying the artifact and the carvings in the ruins. The symbols and inscriptions provided clues to the ancient civilization's language and technology. Each breakthrough brought them closer to understanding the artifact's purpose. During one of their late-night study sessions, Sarah and Liam found themselves alone in the artifact chamber. The room was dimly lit, the artifact casting a soft glow around them. "We're making progress," Sarah said, her voice filled with both hope and exhaustion. "But there's still so much we don't know. Every answer leads to more questions." Liam nodded, his eyes focused on a particularly complex inscription. "It's like a giant puzzle," he said. "Each piece we uncover brings us closer to the whole picture. And I have a feeling that once we unlock this, it's going to change everything." Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden vibration in the floor. The artifact began to pulse more rapidly, its light intensifying. Sarah and Liam exchanged a worried glance. "Something's happening," Liam said, rushing to his scanner. "The artifact is reacting to something. We need to find out what." They quickly gathered the team and informed Kale. The Guardians seemed both excited and apprehensive. The artifact's reaction could mean they were close to unlocking its secrets, but it could also signal a new threat. Following the artifact's guidance, they ventured deeper into the ruins, through corridors and chambers they had not yet explored. The path was fraught with dangers, traps that had lain dormant for centuries, now reactivated by the artifact's energy. Sarah led the team with unwavering determination, her leadership inspiring confidence in those around her. They navigated laser grids, avoided collapsing floors, and deciphered complex codes. Each obstacle was a testament to the ancient civilization's ingenuity and the lengths they had gone to protect their secrets. After hours of arduous progress, they reached a massive door, intricately carved with symbols that seemed to glow with their own light. The artifact pulsed more intensely, as if urging them forward. "This is it," Liam said, his voice filled with awe. "The entrance to the archive. The artifact must be the key." He placed the artifact into a slot at the center of the door. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a low rumble, the door began to open, revealing a vast chamber beyond. The archive was breathtaking. Shelves lined with ancient scrolls and tablets filled the room, interspersed with advanced technological devices that hummed with energy. The air was thick with the weight of knowledge accumulated over millennia. Cale stepped forward, his expression a mix of reverence and excitement. "We have awaited this moment for generations. The knowledge contained here is both a gift and a responsibility. We must use it wisely." The team spread out, examining the contents of the archive. Liam and Sarah were drawn to a central console, its screen displaying symbols and diagrams that seemed to map the history and technology of the ancient civilization. As they worked to translate the information, they uncovered startling revelations. The civilization had indeed been highly advanced, their technology capable of manipulating the very fabric of reality. They had created the artifact as a means of harnessing this power, but they had also recognized the dangers it posed. One entry, in particular, caught Liam's attention. It detailed the rise of the shadows, a malevolent force born from the misuse of the artifact's power. The shadows had sought to dominate the galaxy, and the ancient civilization had sacrificed everything to stop them, sealing the artifact and its knowledge away to prevent such a catastrophe from happening again. "This is why the Guardians are so protective," Liam said, his voice heavy with realization. "The artifact holds incredible power, but it also carries immense risk. If the shadows get their hands on it, they could unleash chaos across the galaxy." Sarah's expression hardened with determination. "We can't let that happen. We need to understand this technology, but we also need to safeguard it. The stakes are too high." As they delved deeper into the archive, they found plans for advanced defensive systems and strategies for combating the shadows. The ancient civilization had left behind not just knowledge, but also the means to protect it. But their progress was interrupted by a sudden, chilling realization. The shadows had not given up. They were still out there, watching, waiting for an opportunity to strike. The team regrouped, the weight of their discovery settling over them. They had found the forbidden knowledge, but with it came the responsibility to protect it from those who would misuse it. "The shadows will come for this," Cale warned. "We must be prepared. The knowledge we've gained here must be used to defend our worlds, not destroy them." The chapter closed with the crew of the Elysium and the Guardians standing together, united in their resolve. They had uncovered the secrets of the ancient archive, but their journey was far from over. The real challenge lay ahead, protecting the artifact and its knowledge from the dark forces that sought to claim it. As they left the archive, the stars of Elysium shone brightly above them, a beacon of hope and determination. The path forward was uncertain, but with unity and resolve, they would face whatever challenges came their way. The future of their worlds depended on it. The atmosphere on the Elysium and among the Guardians had grown tense. The knowledge they had uncovered from the ancient archive was both a boon and a burden. They knew that the shadows, a malevolent force born from the misuse of the artifact's power, were lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike. The artifact, still glowing with an eerie light, now seemed like a beacon, drawing the shadows closer. Captain Sarah Lennox gathered her senior officers and the Guardian leaders for an urgent meeting. The air was thick with the gravity of their situation. "We've learned a great deal from the archive," Sarah began, her voice steady but urgent. "But the shadows are still out there. They know about the artifact, and they won't stop until they have it. We need to be prepared for their next move." Kale, the lead guardian, nodded in agreement. "The shadows are relentless. They will come for the artifact with all their might. We must fortify our defenses and prepare for an inevitable confrontation." Dr. Liam Carter, always the voice of scientific reason, added his perspective. "We've found plans for advanced defensive systems in the archive. If we can implement these, we might stand a chance against the shadows. But we need time and resources." Sarah looked around the room, seeing the determination in the faces of her crew and their guardian allies. "We don't have much time," she said. "Let's get to work. Everyone has their assignments. Let's make sure we're ready when the shadows come." The following days were a whirlwind of activity. The Elysium crew and the Guardians worked tirelessly to fortify their position. They set up advanced defensive systems, combining human and Guardian technology. Shields, automated turrets, and surveillance drones were deployed around the perimeter of their base camp. Liam and his team focused on deciphering more of the archive's secrets, hoping to find additional advantages they could use against the shadows. Every bit of knowledge could be crucial in the battle to come. In the midst of the preparations, Sarah and Liam found moments of quiet to reflect on their journey and their growing bond. One evening, as they stood on a cliff overlooking the alien landscape, Liam turned to Sarah, his eyes filled with a mixture of hope and worry. "We've come so far," he said softly. "But I can't shake the feeling that this is just the beginning. The shadows are a threat we've never faced before. We need to be ready for anything." Sarah nodded, her expression resolute. "We'll face it together," she said. "We've built something strong here, an alliance, a family. We won't let the shadows take that away from us." Their bond, forged in the crucible of danger and discovery, gave them both strength. They knew that their relationship was a source of stability and hope for the entire crew. As the days turned into weeks, the tension continued to build. The crew remained vigilant, their eyes constantly scanning the horizon for any signs of the shadows. The Guardians, with their advanced senses and technology, also kept a close watch, ready to sound the alarm at the first hint of danger. The attack came suddenly, without warning. One moment, the camp was quiet, and the next, alarms blared and the sky darkened as the shadows descended. The malevolent force, a dark swarm of twisting, shadowy figures, moved with terrifying speed and precision. "Scramble all units," Sarah commanded, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Defensive positions, now." The crew and the Guardian sprang into action, their training and preparation kicking in. The defensive systems roared to life, shields flaring and turrets blazing as they targeted the incoming shadows. Liam was in the command center, his fingers flying over the controls as he coordinated the defense. His mind was a whirlwind of calculations and strategies, each decision critical. "We need to focus our fire on their main force," he said over the comms. "If we can disrupt their formation, we might be able to push them back." The battle was fierce and chaotic. The shadows were relentless, their dark forms twisting and writhing as they attacked. The air was filled with the sounds of battle, explosions, laser fire, and the chilling screeches of the shadows. Sarah led the ground forces, her presence a beacon of strength and resolve. She fought with a fierce determination, her every move calculated and precise. Around her, the crew and the Guardians fought bravely, their unity and training showing in every action. Despite their preparations, the shadows were a formidable enemy. They seemed to adapt to the defenses, finding weaknesses and exploiting them with terrifying efficiency. The battle raged on, each side giving and taking ground in a deadly dance. In the midst of the chaos, a group of shadows broke through the defenses, heading straight for the artifact chamber. Sarah saw them and knew that if they reached the artifact, all would be lost. Liam, the artifact. She shouted over the comms. They're heading for the artifact. Liam's heart pounded as he realized the gravity of the situation. He quickly redirected forces to intercept the shadows, but it was clear that they wouldn't reach the chamber in time. We need to hold them off, Liam said, his voice tense. I'm heading to the artifact chamber. We can't let them take it. Sarah nodded, her eyes meeting his with a mixture of determination and fear. Be careful, she said softly. We can't lose you. Liam rushed to the artifact chamber, his mind racing with strategies to defend it. The artifact pulsed with light, reacting to the presence of the shadows. It was as if it knew the danger it was in. As Liam entered the chamber, the shadows were already there, their dark forms circling the artifact. He knew he had to act quickly. Using a device he had been working on, he activated a protective shield around the artifact, hoping it would buy them enough time. The shadows attacked the shield with fury, their dark energy clashing against the protective barrier. Liam held his ground, his eyes fixed on the artifact, praying that the shield would hold. Meanwhile, outside the chamber, Sarah and the rest of the crew continued to fight. The battle was reaching a critical point, with both sides taking heavy losses. The Guardians, with their advanced technology and combat skills, were a crucial asset, but even they were struggling against the relentless assault. Suddenly, a powerful explosion rocked the battlefield. A massive shadow creature, larger and more menacing than the others, had breached the defenses. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent light as it advanced toward the heart of the camp. Sarah knew that this was the turning point. If they didn't stop this creature, all would be lost. Focus all fire on that creature. She commanded. We have to take it down. The crew and Guardians directed their weapons at the massive shadow, their combined firepower creating a barrage of energy and explosions. The creature roared in defiance, its dark energy flaring as it absorbed the attacks. Inside the artifact chamber, the shield was beginning to falter. Liam could see cracks forming in the barrier as the shadows intensified their assault. He knew he had to do something drastic. Drawing on his knowledge of the artifact and the archive's technology, Liam began to channel energy from the artifact into the shield. It was a risky move, but it was their only hope. The artifact's light flared brighter, its energy merging with the shield and pushing back against the shadows. Outside, the combined efforts of the crew and the Guardians were starting to take a toll on the massive shadow creature. It staggered, its roars growing weaker as the relentless assault continued. Finally, with a deafening explosion, the creature fell, its dark form dissolving into the air. The remaining shadows, seeing their leader fall, began to retreat. The battlefield grew quiet as the last of the dark forms disappeared into the night. The Elysium crew and the Guardians had won, but the cost had been high. Sarah rushed to the artifact chamber, her heart pounding. She found Liam slumped against the wall, exhausted but alive. The shield had held, and the artifact was safe. You did it, she said, her voice filled with relief. You saved us. Liam managed a weak smile. We all did, he replied. It was a team effort. The crew gathered, their faces a mix of exhaustion and triumph. They had faced the shadows and won, but they knew that this was only the beginning. The artifact was safe for now, but the shadows would be back, and they had to be ready. Cale approached, his expression somber. This victory is only a reprieve. The shadows will return, and they will be stronger. We must continue to learn and prepare. The knowledge we have gained is our greatest weapon. Sarah nodded, her resolve firm. We will be ready. We've faced the darkness and come through the other side. Together, we'll protect this world and its secrets. As the chapter drew to a close, the crew of the Elysium and the Guardians stood united, their bond stronger than ever. They had faced a great threat and emerged victorious, but the journey was far from over. The stars of Elysium shone brightly above them, a reminder of the challenges ahead and the hope that guided them. The future was uncertain, but with unity and determination, they would face whatever came next. The battle against the shadows had only just begun, and the crew of the Elysium was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle with the shadows had left the Elysium crew and the Guardians weary, but determined. The night was still, the silence a stark contrast to the chaos and noise of the recent conflict. As dawn approached, a soft light began to creep across the alien landscape, signaling the start of a new day and the promise of new challenges. Captain Sarah Lennox stood on the edge of the cliff, looking out over the horizon. The stars were beginning to fade as the first rays of sunlight touched the glowing flora, casting a serene glow over the ruins. Beside her, Dr. Liam Carter was silent, his eyes reflecting the same mixture of relief and determination that she felt. "We made it through the night," Liam said quietly. "But the shadows will return. We need to be ready." Sarah nodded, her gaze never leaving the horizon. "We will be," she replied. "We've learned so much from the archive. We have the knowledge and the technology to defend ourselves. But more importantly, we have each other. Together, we can face whatever comes our way." The crew and the Guardians gathered for a debriefing. Kale, the lead Guardian, spoke first, his voice resonating with a calm authority. "We have faced a great challenge and emerged victorious. But our journey is far from over. The shadows will come again, and we must be prepared. The knowledge we have gained from the archive is our greatest weapon, but we must use it wisely." Liam stepped forward, his expression thoughtful. "We've found plans for advanced defensive systems and strategies in the archive. If we can implement these, we can strengthen our defenses and be better prepared for the next attack. But it will require time and resources." Sarah looked around at her crew and the Guardians, her heart swelling with pride and determination. "We've come this far together," she said. "And we'll keep going. We'll use the knowledge we've gained to protect this world and its secrets. The shadows may be powerful, but we're stronger because we stand together." The crew and the Guardians set to work, their spirits lifted by their recent victory, but tempered by the knowledge of the challenges ahead. They fortified their defenses, using the advanced technology from the archive to create new barriers and weapons. They trained tirelessly, honing their skills and preparing for the inevitable return of the shadows. In the midst of this, Sarah and Liam's relationship continued to grow. Their bond, forged in the fires of conflict and discovery, was a source of strength for both of them. They found moments of peace in each other's company, their shared experiences deepening their connection. One evening, as the camp settled into a rare moment of quiet, Sarah and Liam found themselves alone in the artifact chamber. The artifact, still glowing softly, was a reminder of both the power they had discovered and the responsibility that came with it. "We've come so far," Liam said, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and exhaustion. "And there's still so much to do. But I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else." Sarah smiled, reaching out to take his hand. "Neither would I," she replied. "We've faced so much together, and we'll face whatever comes next the same way, together." As they stood there, hand in hand, the artifact pulsed with a gentle light, as if acknowledging their commitment and resolve. They knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but they were ready to face it together. The next day, the final preparations were made. The defenses were in place, the crew was ready, and the Guardians stood united with their human allies. They had done everything they could to prepare for the Shadow's return. When the attack came, it was swift and brutal. The Shadows, more numerous and determined than before, descended upon the camp with a ferocity that tested every aspect of their defenses. But the combined efforts of the Elysium crew and the Guardians held firm. The battle was intense, each moment filled with danger and uncertainty. But through it all, Sarah and Liam fought side by side, their bond a beacon of hope and determination. They coordinated their efforts, using the advanced technology and strategies they had developed to repel the Shadows. In the midst of the chaos, the artifact glowed brighter than ever. It seemed to respond to the presence of the Shadows, its energy flaring in a way that both repelled the dark forms and strengthened their defenses. "We're doing it," Sarah shouted over the noise of the battle. "We're holding them back." Liam, his eyes focused and determined, nodded. "We need to keep pushing. We can't let up now." The battle raged on, the tide slowly turning in their favor. The combined forces of the humans and the Guardians, bolstered by the artifact's energy, began to push the shadows back. The dark forms, sensing their imminent defeat, fought with a desperate fury, but it was not enough. With a final, coordinated assault, the Elysium crew and the Guardians struck a decisive blow. The shadows, their leader defeated and their forces decimated, began to retreat. The battlefield grew quiet as the last of the dark forms disappeared into the night. The crew and the Guardians stood together, their faces a mix of exhaustion and triumph. They had faced the shadows and won, but they knew that this was only a temporary victory. The threat was far from eliminated, and they would need to remain vigilant. Cale approached Sarah and Liam, his expression one of respect and gratitude. "You have fought bravely and with honor," he said. "The knowledge we have gained and the bond we have forged will be our greatest strengths in the battles to come. Together, we will protect this world and its secrets." Sarah nodded, her resolve firm. "We will. We've shown that we can stand against the shadows. And we'll keep fighting, for as long as it takes." The dawn broke over the alien landscape, the first rays of sunlight casting a warm glow over the camp. The stars of Elysium, now fading in the morning light, had guided them through the darkness. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but they faced it with a renewed sense of hope and determination. As the chapter drew to a close, the crew of the Elysium and the Guardians stood united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had uncovered the secrets of the ancient archive, defended their world from the shadows, and forged a bond that would see them through the trials to come. The stars of Elysium had shone brightly through the darkness, guiding them to a new dawn. And with their unity and resolve, they would continue to light the way forward, no matter what dangers awaited them in the vast, uncharted reaches of space. And that's the end of this chapter. If you're eager for more thrilling adventures and can't wait to see what happens next, click on the video suggested on your screen now. Join the crew of the Elysium as they face new dangers, uncover deeper secrets, and continue their epic journey through the stars. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Together, let's explore the mysteries of the universe.